faster than a speeding bullet,
I ran until my muscles burned and my veins pumped battery acid.
more powerful than a locomotive,
An idea is like a virus, resilient, highly contagious.
able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Hey guys, Jerred Moon here from Into 3 Fitness, and welcome to the Better Humanology Podcast. Real quick, the barbell giveaway is still going on. If you want to get in on that, this is the last time I'm going to be talking about it, because next Thursday I will announce the winner. You're asking, how do I pick the winner? Well, to enter the giveaway, you need to leave a 5-star review and a positive comment, and you are entered to win a barbell giveaway. So you are entered into this giveaway, and I'll be shipping out the barbell end of next week. But it does take listening to the podcast to find out if you won or not. It's impossible for me to email anybody. You just have to contact me after I announce your name. So be looking out for next Thursday when I do make that announcement. Now let's talk about today's episode. We have what I'm calling From Couch to Hard to Kill. And it's our method at Into 3 Fitness in programming how we would take someone from kind of sitting on the couch to being a harder to kill human being. Now, this could take years of fitness and work and effort, but it's how we would work it. Going from habits and consistency, stair-stepping your way into healthy training, then fit training, and then harder to kill training. And this was a video, like I said, you could go to garagegym.tv and watch the video if you want. But I felt like the audio from this video did lend itself pretty well to a podcast format. You can still understand 99% of what's going on just by listening, because I mentioned the different conditioning methods, the different strength methods, and how you can utilize them and implement them. So I'm going to play that audio now, and if you guys have any questions, or if it's not 100% clear, do go to garagegym.tv. That's going to be our YouTube channel. You could watch it, or you could always reach out to me if you have any questions, but a lot more coming on these topics in the future. So without any further ado, let's get to how you would go from couch to hard to kill. So I think the place that we even have to start is talk about what harder to kill is, because a lot of people are using the term, but I really think it can take different connotations. You hear, if you've heard the quote by Mark Ripto, then being, stronger people are harder to kill and more useful in general is what he says. But I think it goes beyond that. I think you really have to be more than just strong to be hard to kill. And the backstory on why I really started using that term is when I was in the Air Force, I was working with Air Force Special Operations surgical team. He was a surgeon, and he had been with a lot of guys who were, had been shot a few times, and he's working on these individuals. And I kept asking him all these questions because I just found his job so fascinating, keeping these airmen alive out on the front lines. And he kept trying to tell me, the resolve they had and how, how much spirit they had and all this stuff. And he just couldn't, he kind of lost his words. And then he finally just said, look, these guys are hard to kill. And he was 100% talking about their conditioning, their strength, their mindset, that these guys could have multiple bullet wounds in them and they weren't going to go down. They were hard to kill. And I really took that to heart, and that's what we've used a lot at Into 3 Fitness. So we're conditioning you, your fitness level, your strength level, your mind, and everything in between. That's what we want to do. We really, really want to make you harder to kill. So today, let's talk a little bit more on the fitness side of what that looks like and how you can program to get it done efficiently and effectively. All right, so here we are at the whiteboard talking about what this programming looks like, the becoming harder to kill programming. So where I have to start before we get into any of this cool stuff over here is this stair-step approach to getting into 3 Fitness programming. Habits. So if you are not consistent, you don't have a training habit, you don't have nutrition habits, then you're not going to be like, oh, cool, I want to jump into harder to kill programming Jerred's talking about. You need to start here. If you don't have some sort of consistency in your life when it comes to fitness, nutrition, training in general, you're starting here. And it's just going to take discipline, willpower, get it done. This is where you're starting. Then we can talk about being healthy. All right, once we're done with habits, we're going to talk about being healthy. So this is, somebody who just wants to be healthy. You want to be live longer. You want to be a little bit stronger. You want to be able to move better. All of those things, because if you're looking or paying attention to Instagram or social media or marketing in different fitness companies, everyone's going to think that you should be doing, max effort lifting and all this really hard, glycolytic conditioning where you want to puke. And that's, to be honest, that's not true. That's not fitness. Where a majority of human beings are going to live is this healthy category. And so what does it take to be healthy as far as we're concerned? That means you're doing the sub-maximal effort method in lifting, and then you're also doing some oxidative conditioning. So let's talk about those real fast because they might sound cool, but they're actually very simple. So sub-max effort, that is anything that is below your maximal load. And so you could be doing bicep curls, you could be doing body weight training, you could be doing lighter barbell squats. It doesn't really matter. It's sub-max. You're not putting 1 rep max, 10 rep max, or anything like that. That's a sub-max effort. Now oxidative conditioning, really, this is just aerobic work. So longer duration aerobic work. It could actually be mixed modal training, some more CrossFit style training, but done in the aerobic zone. So you're doing 20-minute run, 20-minute walk, interval training that are aerobic based, things of that nature. If you're knocking out the sub-maximal effort method and you're doing some aerobic or oxidative conditioning, you are, in our book, 100% healthy and good to go. So after you have kind of accomplished healthy, maybe you've been working in that domain for a few years or you've practiced enough muscle contractions in that sub-maximal effort method, you can now move to what we call fit. Or, you're just a fit individual. You're beyond healthy. You're now taking it to the next level. You want to be able to do cooler things than just being healthy, just, being a normal average human being. You want to really up your potential here. So you're going to be doing the sub-maximal effort method we already talked about. You're going to be doing oxidative conditioning that we already talked about. Then you're going to start adding in some more maximal effort training. And this is primarily, we're talking about strength training. So maybe you will be doing some 1 rep maxes, some 3 rep maxes, 5 rep maxes, things like that. You're really going to start taxing your central nervous system and getting all of the benefits that come from activation of the central nervous system, from hormones to strength gains to neuromuscular coordination and everything that comes with it, lifting really heavy weight. And then after that, you have some phosphagen conditioning. Now, again, I'm using the energy pathway terms, but let's not overcomplicate it. These are these short bouts of training. So 0 to 10, 0 to 12 seconds on, say, a rower or an airdyne. These are a lot harder to do CrossFit style, but they're very important to being explosive and then really, maintaining that and repeating that over time. If you're doing interval training, super important. If you want to be fit, do some of that phosphagen conditioning and you will be good to go. Now, the last category, what we're really here to talk about today, is becoming harder to kill. So you got your habits and consistency, you're healthy, you've been working in the fit for a while, but you want to take things to the next level. Maybe you want to compete in a competition, you want to really dominate a Spartan race. And this is where we want to take all of our athletes at some point if that's where they want to go. And so they're going to be adding all 3 elements that we like to train in strength training, but also conditioning. So we've talked about sub-maximal effort, we've talked about max effort, we've talked about oxidative conditioning, and we've talked about phosphagen. So now we have dynamic effort method and the glycolytic conditioning. So dynamic efforts in strength training really just have to do with lifting the weight explosively. So you could be doing anywhere between 40 to 60% just for a few repetitions. And it's not the weight on the bar that matters, it's the speed of the bar. So that rate of force development, moving that weight really fast. And it's okay to start moving the weight really quickly. People get worried about injury, but you've practiced your muscle contractions here, you've perfected them here. So now moving weight load for speed is okay. So you're doing these faster weight training to build up that power through dynamic effort training. And then you're going to add glycolytic conditioning. So when people think about CrossFit and other things, glycolytic is that 2-minute bout of training that makes you kind of want to puke. So you go on the airdyne and you're hitting 95% effort for a full, let's say 90 seconds to 2 minutes. You're in that glycolytic zone. It's really painful stuff. And to be honest, almost no one trains glycolytic here, and they also don't really train dynamic effort training. But once you add these things to your training, you are a completely different breed of athlete when we're talking about in comparison to healthy or fit. And then so that glycolytic conditioning, pretty much the conditioning that sucks, makes you hate your life and want to puke. You start adding those things in, you are a harder to kill human being and on your way to tackling any physical objective that could be thrown your way. I've introduced a lot of new ideas and concepts to you with different styles of training, and you can either start researching on your own how to put all those into practice, but what we'll be doing in future videos is taking each one of these out and explaining it a little bit more so you can really start applying it. But if you are a go-getter and you want to start applying some of that stuff to your training, go ahead and start doing the research on these different topics, techniques, and training methods, and you're going to see a lot of progress, especially if you're ready to take it to that harder to kill level and you want to really increase your training. Adding all of these, it doesn't have to be every single day. This can be over the course of a week. It can be over the course of a month. You really can space it out in your training. The point is you're hitting every single area. This is not daily training. It's, hitting every area over a set amount of time in your training plan. So that's an important thing to note. But more videos coming, guys. If you like this one or want to see more, you want to see me explain each one of these individually, go ahead, give a thumbs up, and subscribe to the video channel so you're going to get notified when new ones come out. Either way, thank you so much for watching.
Your best. Losers always whine about their best.